So let's just see.
One thing at a time, yep. Stand by. Any clicks?
Charging! Charging. 13 hours, that's a full balance cycle.
Let's go.
It's back. Welcome to the shop. I'm Jared and this is the Questionable Garage. Billy and I are back in Ohio in front of the EV1. Last EV1 episodes, we didn't get a lot done working on the car, did we?
It was a trip time. And
it was a trip.
We've been away for about a month now.
Yeah, it's been a month. We're back at it and we're working. We've got a lot of parts to install, and today we're installing absolutely none of them because we got to get the car ready.
Yeah, that's our goal today, is to really get this car ready so that we can start reassembling.
So this is a lot of videos tend to skip this part because it's very important. It's not always exciting, but it is the real process of restoring a car, and it's a lot of work. We've got to fix the paint. We got to reapply seam sealer.
Yep.
We got to fix bolts. We've got another friend here. The Octane Eagle is back to detail a lot of the cloth and the interior and plastic things we don't enjoy.
Yeah.
Some people are absolutely crazy in the head and enjoy that. So we've got Scott coming in to help with that. Darren, I'm sure, is going to make an appearance because it's his place. We brought a surprise for him. It's a little broken. We're going to fix it. And that kind of covers all of it. We got a lot to do.
Yeah, a lot of work to do, and we might even...
for 3 days.
We might zinc coat a lot of bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Georgia. You brought cold weather. Well, actually, this is the right weather.
You see my hat? New hat.
Oh.
So what's going on here?
So we're getting ready. We're at the point that the S10 is going to Cincinnati, so we have a working vehicle. Yeah. Also, we wanted to give Darren a reward. He's doing all this work and has never driven one, so
we're going to bring the S10.
Yes. We had a viewer, though, send me a couple boxes.
Okay.
That
right here?
That's the first item for you to look at.
All right. These look like floor mats. Oh, look at that.
Brand new.
Still in the plastic.
Never opened. Now, granted, it's impact, but I don't know that we're going to find better, potentially, for 212 than two brand new, never opened. It's such a cool logo. That is so late 80s, wow. Early 90s, you know?
Thank you very much. Who sent them?
I don't know if he wants his name, but you know who you are.
Thank you.
Thank you very much again for everything. I do have his address, so we can maybe send him some 212 swag.
Okay. All right. Next, we have this cool poster. I've definitely seen some of these before. Oh, look at that. That's a cutaway of the motor and the gearbox.
The whole thing. It's a little worse for wear, but you know what? It's kind of cool.
Speed record, 0 to 30 under 3 seconds.
The next box is where you're going to get really excited. So set that down carefully. Don't drop it.
EV121. Scratched out 212. Yep. Here we go. Ooh, aluminum. Wow. Whoa.
What do you think of that?
Dude, this is also wrapped in plastic. Oh, it's so light.
Those are brand new.
Little spider web.
Never mounted.
Wow.
EV1 wheels that he sent.
That's impossible.
He sent specifically so 212 could have new shoes.
Wow.
Ours were pretty rough, and wheels make it. We need to find hubcaps, but
we have our hubcaps off of 212.
But how?
Maybe someone could help make us some hubcaps.
Some spun aluminum.
Yeah. I had seen a couple of these new in box before, but they sold on eBay for a ton of money, and you know.
So, you want to learn how to mount some tires on priceless wheels?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So when you go to the machine, kind of support it by the center. So you're going to come here. This middle pedal controls your claws. So we're going to use the soft jaws to hold here. Hold the rim just. All right. And then you want these jaws to catch right there. So now go ahead and give it a full stomp. And then let up. So that fully clamps it in. Next, we need the tire and the lube. So before we actually put the tire on, you need a valve stem. Good thing is I got plenty of new ones.
Yay.
Line that up center and then hold it deep in your palm. Just pull and you'll feel it pop in. You can lube it a little, but there you go. Now just unthread that. So on your tires, if this was bigger, it would matter more. This has the red dot. Sometimes you'll see red and yellow. These are usually indicating the heavy spots or the light spot of the tire.
Okay.
So that being the light spot of the tire, you put it where the valve stem is, because that side of the rim is a little bit heavier. So it makes balancing easier.
Makes sense.
Get that brush with some lube. And this is your bead face. So you want to get both sides of the bead nice and lubed up. And then also the face side here. Don't be shy with it. That's good. You do the other half. Okay, now you want to line it up like that and just push down really hard and you'll seat the first bead. All right, now we got to bring the machine in. Put that down, lube the duck head. Any idea why they call that a duck head?
Because it looks like a duck.
So that inside surface and right here. So then you take that,
Put down under.
you're gonna push there, and this pedal all the way to the left. Pushing it down spins flat. So it needs to sit like that.
Okay.
On the duck head, top and then bottom.
And then we're gonna push down to the left.
Perfect. Okay, stop. Now you can't air it up yet because
Once we air it up, that'll push this out.
Yep. So it'll pop, but you can't do it yet because you've got the rim clamp.
Yeah.
So you need to unclamp, full stomp in the middle pedal, and up. No, let up. So lift it clear, and then what you can do is you can set it back down. There's
Now
your air.
Oh.
All right. You step that up. Now half step. If you full step, you hit the beading launch, which is very loud. Keep going. And then take it to about 50 PSI. So I'll start it because they like to spit, that'll be fun. So, and that has, as that goes down, that has a breakaway. So it'll actually, you'll feel it click like a torque wrench. Okay. And that's one rim mounted.
All right, so we do that two more times.
Yeah. We got to balance them, but we'll get it.
Yeah.
Get them all mounted.
That's it. All right, let's do this.
Welcome to Dwayne's Studio Kitchen, where thanks to every plate, we are going to be making apricot pork chops with a kick. Step 1, unbox your fresh ingredients. And with your fresh, perfectly portioned ingredients unpackaged, follow the instructions written so simply that a 10-year-old can follow them. It's simple, it's not an over-the-top flashy meal service, it's just really good food delivered to your door with simple recipes that taste amazing. Another huge benefit is you're saving a lot of money. I was seeing more than $200 go out the door and into the garbage can every month between takeout and throwaway ingredients. And the best part is the variety. They have more than 35 recipes you can pick from each week, Again, delivered to your door, and almost every recipe is a one-pot meal. That means not only is it simple to cook and prepare, it's easy to clean the kitchen afterwards. And just like that, you've got apricot pork chops with a kick. Now, if you want to be an everyday amazing chef, just like I am on Cooking with Jared, you want to go ahead and head on over to our sponsor, Every Plate. They make these episodes possible every time we're doing Cooking with Jared. And this deal is ridiculous. Use code questionable299, and that's $2.99 for your first box per meal, and 10% off for your first month. You're gonna find that QR code on the screen or click that link down in the description. $2.99 per meal for your first box and 10% off. And then you too can be an everyday, every plate chef, just like us here on Cooking with Jared. You got a few things while we've been gone.
This was nice. I bought Darren a couple Ranger EV booklets to look at because I want him to buy some Ranger EVs. It came with this, which was nice, so we'll add this to the library.
So these are zinc plates. You will talk a lot more. So this is your zinc coating supplies.
Yeah.
So we are going to set up electrolysis baths. This, your friend Ethan did. So these are the sway bar spacers, broken, rust jacked through. So we worked on the dimensions, found our own bushing replacement, and your friend Ethan.
Yeah, Ethan turned these out of an aluminum cylinder for us. He did it all custom. He's just doing it by experience, kind of at this point. Yeah. Ta-da.
A little bit stronger.
Yeah, and we're gonna actually use them on Friday when we put the whole front end back together, so. Thank you, Ethan.
Anytime.
Literally, a metal tube and washers would have worked, but...
You can read more about that on the Patreon. I got a bunch of videos of him making that.
What else do we got here? Oh, what is this box?
That's a new old stock. You know, we're trying to buy new old stock parts as whenever we can find them.
So that's the replacement clock spring. This is what allows you to turn the steering wheel, have horn and airbag signals going through.
Same clock spring as the S10, FYI.
And I saw a sticker on this.
Yeah.
George Willis, you never picked it up, so thank you for not picking it up. The dealer was able to sell it to Billy.
Then we got this one, the mirror, brand new old stock.
That was easier to find because that comes in like
the only one I found.
80 vehicles.
I think it's Oldsmobile. Yeah.
Well, and Isuzu Rodeo. I think the Honda Passport, because the Isuzu Rodeo is the Honda. It's a lot. New old stock original brake pedal switches. Again, ours were potentially fine, but
I got 2 extra horns, just in case.
That happy horn was so
they're
cool.
really nice horns. So you need both of these. The EV1 has 2 horns in it.
All right, so here's some of the 2-part epoxies. We're a mixture of SEM and 3M. This is how we're fixing the corrosion and stopping leaks. This is a modern, this didn't exist when the truck was made, or the car was made. I'm thinking S10 in my head. But this is how we're gonna fill and seal the voids where corrosion happened, and these 2-part structural adhesives is how we're going to actually fix and repair it. This is a box of, we're not using yet. There's
a lot of clips and fasteners.
Every GM clip. I went through so many catalogs because unfortunately a lot of the clips were discontinued. So also unfortunately a lot of these we needed one.
I know, but minimum order quantity.
And the only way to get them is 25, but
we have extra. And we got some parts here for our HVAC system.
Oh, I am so excited to see this. This is a dumb thing to be excited about, but new fancy tools. Oh, and it includes different spoons if we don't want to spray, to just apply. So the seam sealer is all gone. That was rotted. Grant with the lasering and the dry ice removed it, so we are going to replace it. This is the cross-reference same part number, and the way it used to go on is brushed. You take a brush or just a simple caulk pattern. The modern way to do it, which actually impacts and seals better, is you spray it on and it sprays in a little pattern, and that's the tool to do that. So we're using the correct material, but using the modern 2024-ish method to install it. So I'm kind of...
Totally. Hopefully it looks a little bit better.
It's not right, but it's right. I feel like that's in it. Oh, no. Okay.
Functionally, it's going to be great. So.
Yeah. What else do we got, Billy?
We have all the clear coat and some black coat.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, underneath.
A lot of coating.
A lot of Prepsol. We've got the SEM black to simulate the original. Oh, Darren's got some dash paint under there because he realized that dashes are painted.
And we got some foam.
So this is some of the foam. We need some thinner foam still, but you can't just buy the gasket foam anymore. So that is to cut rebuilding the door jambs and panels, and then I brought my Creality Falcon A1, so we don't have to cut it by scissors or knife. We can draw it and have it cut absolutely perfect.
That's
so
crazy.
for the door gaskets and all of that, like it'll be
awesome. Yeah, we'll
better than
trace
new.
them from the old gaskets, right?
Maybe we can make some new ones and give them to GM for their restoration efforts.
That would be a nice gesture.
Well, should we show Darren the broken surprise?
Oh yeah, let's check it out. Come on, Darren, check this out.
So Darren, there's another S10 here.
So this is Darren's electric vehicle.
That's fine. Just talk loud here. Just lean into my chest.
That looks great, Jared. This is the best looking S10 truck I've ever seen.
That one goes down the road normally. We broke it out of the museum because we're getting close enough to needing to be able to read data to fix your truck
Come check it out.
and the EV1. But even though everything was disconnected for more than a year, the batteries went a little flat, so it won't charge off the magnet charger. So we're rescue charging all the batteries right now, hopefully, to then charge it on the magnet charger so you can finally drive one of these trucks. You have an obsession with them. Billy and I have both driven one, so we're getting close to being able to plug it in. So maybe by tomorrow.
Nice. What are you at right now? Do you know?
We have a lot more to do.
I have like 4 or 5 of them fully recharged.
back up to 12.
All right, so what do you want to start working on?
Well,
Not truck related. We have an EV1 to build.
well, it sounds like all the materials are here to do the seam sealing, and Matt Wing's going to stop by and have
awesome.
one more look at the
Corrosion.
at the corrosion solutions to brainstorm that.
So, all right, Darren, if you want to help Billy start cleaning, I'm going to work on balancing it. Do you have a little bit better multimeter I can grab?
Well, there's probably something you want to see.
I thought tools were hard to find here.
They were, but not anymore.
I just need a I see the multimeter I want. So what's the deal?
Well, Jim Ryan was at a show in Las Vegas, and there was a Klein Tools booth there. He went and talked to the folks, and they knew the car. He started talking about the EV1, and they said, "Is that the one on YouTube?" And next thing you know, this happened.
So that means I can just grab what I want?
That is exactly what it means.
There's no shortage of multimeters. Well, I'm going to take that one. Sorry.
Good.
Sharpies. Well, all right, now that I've got some tools and test meters, that was kind of a fun little field trip. We need to get the battery pack back to life in my S10 so we can drive and test with it while we're also doing all the other work. It's just a very busy trip. Everything was disconnected, but the battery's still depleted as a main pack. So I'm having to break it all apart and recharge everything to get them to at least 10 volts so the magnet charger can kick in and bring it back to life, which is a bit of a bummer. But to do that, we have got currently 12 battery chargers. I have 10 more in there, but we've got 12 jump leads getting voltages enough to make them turn on. But I figured at this point, maybe we should make sure we're not about to like blow something up. So we've got a thermal scanner here, and we can actually see, okay, so that charger's a little warm. And what I want to do is just make sure none of these packs, well, that's light on the screen, are just like catastrophically warm. So we can see, okay, chargers, they're warm, 120-ish degrees. Maybe I'll move the moving blanket. But good news is, it looks like only our chargers are showing any temperature. Like we can come through here, our crazy jumper wires, all of that. None of our packs, our batteries are actually cooking. We just have to bring them all back up. 26 batteries. So when things start getting dangerous, you make your friend do it. That's more just playing to be safe. We don't have gloves that fit my hands.
Okay, so this one connects here.
Those two, yep. Those two go to that
Over?
battery.
Under.
And then that one lugs upside down, one lugs up, just like that.
And whenever you're doing this, you always have one hand free. Sorry.
Oh,
Well, we have one left, I believe. Two left. These are the last two we'll connect.
and those go there. So, yep. So
yeah,
the white
that
one
one.
there. Whoa. That almost on the terminal.
Okay. Then we're gonna put these two, and how do you want them? Like,
One goes upside down,
is it like that? Or
like that. Yeah, there we go. Make sure that's how it lands, because then this will slide back a little bit. The wood. All right, okay.
DC.
Here. 309. It should charge. 309.
All right, let's come over here.
Oh, you disconnected positive.
Yeah.
Monster.
Tube. You replace these tubes, or they were just that good looking?
That was just hand detail, not even dry icing.
That was hand detail, so you just like wiped it with a cloth, you're saying?
And cleaners, yeah.
All right, that's in?
All right, I'm saying let's just go with the paddle, and then we'll check it. So let's just see.
One thing at a time, yep. Stand by. Any clicks?
Charging! Charging! 13 hours, that's a full balance cycle.
Let's go.
It's back.
That's unreal.
Well, all right, well now let's go work on the 212. All right, Billy, you have a request. Cleaning.
So, take a look at our seats here. This is a part that we took out of the car day one when I brought it here, and did a little bit of work just to get these plastic clips off somewhere, and just can immediately see, look, it's full of corrosion. The seats were aluminum. Obviously there was probably a ton of water. You can see just how bad it looks here. It's like, you know, sand coming off.
Pump that probably stained.
So yeah, we have Scott here. Eagle noise. And then,
You mean red tail hawk noise. Otherwise, it sounds like a seagull.
Yeah, and I mean, Scott has, he's very experienced with a lot of things, so he's gonna help us take these apart.
And clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's gonna clean them.
That's the best part. The cleaning of all the interior and carpet.
Brought
While
the
we play with
shampooer
the
and
Yeah.
see what we can get done. We'll take these ones apart so we can soak them and
We did power wash this thing when we got it.
I could tell,
yeah.
kind of by the distressed cloth.
Yeah,
You got to be careful, power.
that was Robert.
Well, that was a driver, so might have been like that anyway. So
That's true.
True.
I mean, 20,000. You know, maybe Soar put
Yeah.
a little bit of wear and tear on the seat. So,
Feels good though.
but yeah, the foam
still
feels
good.
good. We just need to make it slide. So we're gonna let Scott have that fun. I've got a camera going there, and
Yeah, I'd really love to see basically just the aluminum frame by itself, if that would be possible.
then the Sandblaster has new media, and they added a vibrator. So we'll start getting ready to wipe the car down, and we got a camera set. So
Yeah, we'll check in with you a little bit later.
sounds good.
thank you. As Scott fired up and got started cleaning, Billy and I jumped into 212 to start getting the floor ready for corrosion repair. We're starting off here with a Prepsol wipe. It basically removes all grease and residue, giving us a nice clean floor.
You know, there's still some old seam sealer in this corner here.
Yeah, so that hard white stuff
Yeah.
wouldn't come off. And I'm okay. Grant dry iced and lasered.
Because the other seam sealer was like a beige.
Yeah, and was soft.
And like, do I retire this one now, you'd say? Or?
Oh no, you can keep going. So this is about ready to retire. When you're like doing the paint, you'll throw them away.
We're going all the way up here, right?
Yeah. And here. And we need to see if we can find a picture if it was up here. I don't know if it went that high. or
I'll
not.
check. I don't think so.
That's the only one. I don't
We see the red, right?
No, because the red survives the dry ice and the laser.
Oh, okay.
With the floor wiped down and ready for corrosion treatment, Matt Wing, the Grumman air specialist, came over to help identify all of the corrosion holes. Sometimes it's as simple as holding a light on the bottom and finding where it shines through.
And my friend at Apple's retiring. They pick one.
All right, go to this corner over here, back inboard.
I might have to try to find a different spot. There's some 80-20 in the way. You know these guys and they're 80-20.
Yeah, you're actually pretty good.
All right.
How about somewhere in this neighborhood? We've got some pit in, yeah.
Now, to give a quick little insight to what we're talking about here is we're trying to determine just how bad the corrosion is in several of these spots. Now, if you've somehow forgotten, this is the side that had the huge hole in the window, so all of the water sat on this floor, held in by the tar paper and carpet, working this aluminum over. What we're specifically doing is trying to decide how much we want to file and potentially poke through to make sure we get this sealed up perfect.
Now, did you see anything up here?
No, I really not on the bottom at all.
So now these are going to be covered with the seam sealer, so we're never really going to be able to look there again. Or, sorry, not the seam sealer.
The two-part.
No, but on top we have the sound deadening.
There's two-part, and then most all of it's covered in sound deadening.
Yeah, and which is adhesed on.
So, all right, all of that crazy light top and bottom is so we can place all of this foil tape. Don't worry, it's not staying permanently. That's set so we can cure the chicken pox.
Oh.
We're gonna fill all of that with our epoxy, and then once it hardens, we remove all of that. Are you ready to two-part, Billy?
Yep, we'll smear one at a time.
Before we two-part though, because we're fixing those, we're gonna two-part urethane.
We need to put foil on these still, right?
Not until we put the two-part in. Then these are gonna be messy, because we're going to two-part, we're two-part epoxying, and then we're doing the foam, then the epoxy, then tape over it to hold it while it cures. This is an amazing angle, Billy. Do you feel special with two microphones too?
I don't want to talk about it.
We had just decided we were gonna leave it nice and messy, and then Darren, being Darren, was like, I can do better. So he's got his mask on, we're pulling the fumes, and he's busy wiping it down, and we're kind of just coming up with a plan that it does look like we are getting the full adhesion and filling that we need, and it looks a little bit cleaner.
Looks so good, Darren. Looks so good.
In case you were wondering if we are actually committed to that, we're committable because this is the only time you're going to see that.
All those black dots for the holes.
Do I tell them about the horror that's under that foil tape, or save that for later? Rather than tell you about that horror, how about I go ahead and just show you what's hiding under that foil tape. Billy. It's going to get messy. Now again, a quick reminder is we did have that corrosion in the roof where the headliner held water against this aluminum and created several holes in the structure. Now we've determined there is no compromise to the strength or integrity of the car. This is purely sealing the corrosion and getting it removed from atmosphere so it cannot spread. We're achieving this first by a two-part urethane expanding epoxy that you find in modern cars to fill the void.
Are you making magic, Jared?
Making a mess.
Making a mess right now. Once it starts mixing, it's going. Okay, ready to go. All right, now that sets and cures, and then we go to two-part. So that's what it expands into. Now
It's alive.
we're starting with the overhead two-part. After that, the reason they keep calling me Mr. Two-Part Jared is we then fire up the two-part structural epoxy, fill the void, and cover it with the tape to seal that off permanently. Do a little bit of sanding on it later. And this is what you introduce as functional overkill. But I think if a car is going to get a functional overkill treatment, the once-in-a-lifetime EV1 is it, right? The creative application of product. Now, you want to start hitting some of the floors, Billy?
Yeah, let's hit some of the floors.
Now, let's take that light. We come up. We're going to make a pool. What's fun is when you're creating the new use of a product and application, there's no right or wrong way.
There's always a wrong way, right?
Well, I have a different way.
Oh yeah, let's see your way, Darren. What's your way?
Let's do this done. I need some more of this stuff. A little bit more. Good.
There you go.
That was pretty much what I was thinking. Matt was saying come back and remove it from the holes and don't make it too big, but I was kind of the opinion of just let it run and maybe we can come back a little bit and sand a tiny bit if it ends up real tall. Like, so I'm basically pushing into the holes and giving a little squeeze.
How long's for this to dry?
So it's, this is not the fast cure, Billy. This is 90 minutes work time, 6 hours planned, 24 full cure.
All right, so leave it for a day.
First thing in the morning, we could be
Working.
Seam sealing over the top.
That's fine, yeah.
All right, you ready for some boxes?
Yeah, what'd you get for us?
I stole those away. You're trying to unbox them. So a longtime channel partner of mine, they actually helped a ton with my S10, Wire Care.
Oh.
Told them what we were doing, and they were like, hey, can we help out? We had a lot of people wanting to help with wire, but Wire Care is also going to have the stuff we need to build the battery box. So
Awesome.
I got some harnesses.
Thank you, Wire Care. We really appreciate it.
Steve, everyone there, they're fun. They like us doing crazy stuff. So, did you?
Nope. You can't put that on camera. Can't delete that video. Delete that
No,
video.
don't delete it.
Delete that video.
No, keep rolling. Don't.
No, I didn't fart. Does it smell like it? Oh my god, I smell that. Oh my god.
I can't smell through this.
Oh my god.
Are you sure that
I'm
one?
pretty sure it wasn't me.
He starts walking and it gets stronger.
The show must go on.
That was bad. That was bad.
There's the stinger of the episode. Oh my god, that's bad.
It's still, go smell it over there, Freddie.
We had a battery leak. We had to take care of a sulfur issue. This is an
S10
absurd
is still
knife.
charging.
So, in this box, remember how dingy all of our loom was?
Wow, brand new.
So we've got, also, you see how when GM originally did it, anything airbag is supposed to be yellow by federal law, and they just put yellow tape on it.
Yeah.
Well, guess what my friends at Wirecare got for us? We weren't sure of all the size, but now
Wow,
we can
yellow.
make the EV1 federally legal.
If only we had an airbag.
There, we got some more wire wrap. That's the blue for the PIM. Remember the PIM had a little bit of blue.
That's correct.
So just more, so much sleeve. And then all of the protective braided
The
sleeve for all the hoses.
And that looks almost identical to what it's at, yeah.
So, and it's not split loom, so it slides over. What I do appreciate what GM did, all of this wiring, all of the wiring, it's all split loom. So normally with non-split loom, you have to not have connectors on the slide noose. So that will just pull off, retape. Oh. And then this stuff's real expensive. So all of the interior, that is called Tessa tape.
Tessa tape. Wow.
Nice big bag of Tessa tape.
Wow, look at all that Tessa tape.
Also, the best electrical tape in the world, 3M Super 33.
Look at that.
33 plus.
33 plus.
So that is going to come in line. Any of these connections, we got to redo. Oh, this. Listen.
You're turning into an electrician.
You've never done split loom? Scott's off camera, but these are special tools.
Whoa.
That you take this out. So this goes over the harness.
And
You slide your plastic loom here and just pull, and it instantly
I was
installs.
about to say, the way I did split loom was feeding the wire through the split.
Yeah, oh, and that's how most people do it. These aren't that expensive, and they are the best thing. And the other way you can do it, if you don't have connectors, like you're making brand new harnesses, you pull it through a wrench end and slide it through. But this is the full kit, all the sizes. This is the best kit. I'm so glad they threw that in the box.
Wow, why?
Because
well, what's in this box then?
oh no, we're not done yet.
Oh.
They sent us my favorite
Heat shrink.
Heat shrink.
Wow.
So this is 3-to-1 glue lined, water resistant.
Good stuff.
Just the retail is like $10 to $12 a tube.
Wow.
A stick.
Wow. They understand what the EV1 is, it seems like at Wirecare. And
So-
for that, we'll just hit it with a heat gun.
Yeah, heat gun to shrink it. Okay, so this I think is non-glue lined. This is a little bit more reasonable. That might be what we redo our
Yeah.
interior bits with. Oh, and
All
then
the different
big,
sizes.
The
All
big
the
boys.
different sizes, yeah.
So when
That's
we go
gonna
to do
come
the
in handy
battery
for
ends,
the battery
so they'll
harness
send
for
us more.
sure.
So when we know exactly what size, we can
Yeah.
get that. So we can
That's
give it the. I'll let you.
Box number 2.
I'm not sure what's in that box actually. That's a good point.
Oh, look at this loom.
Oh, so this is the Tech Flex split loom. So this is
Tech
the
Flex.
really, really good stuff. This is the one that we measured in initially that they were gonna send. So this is like the super high end, and we're gonna use this mostly where we can. And this is this as well. We just didn't have enough to need a loom.
Yeah.
And then the wire wrap is a really good loom, but this is the top tier. It's just that you can't get this in special colors. So to meet the proper colors, that's why they sent us the wire wrap
I see.
brand stuff. So
Yeah. And because last time we were here, you know, we went through every single harness,
and
took
measured.
the calipers to every single piece of plastic.
Yeah, so we figured out the diameters of each of these. Then we measured the lengths and spreadsheet and put it all together. So, but that was going to be what I was going to do next because my knee is bothering me. Like, it's one of those things. Guys, comment below and complain. I've not done a lot of work, but remember, I'm still recovering. So I was going to set up a table and start relooming all the harnesses, but we got an email.
Yes, and we also noticed a little bit of damage on the harnesses potentially.
Like, it's all fixable, corrosion to fix, but in one of our would really be nices was a second set of wiring harnesses because Darren is building, he's building an entire test bed so we can make an EV1 run outside of the car so we can diagnose things. So having 2 harnesses were going to be a really beneficial thing. Now having 2 harnesses might be very beneficial because again, some of the corrosion we hadn't really gotten into yet is troubling. We found 1 or 2 pins pulled out of connectors. So I keep trying to get jobs done and I keep
New
hitting,
jobs keep coming up.
new jobs come up, or we're hitting pause on I could maybe like reloom the battery,
Something small.
but we're gonna hold on some of the reconditioning because there's some better equipment we can get. But now we have the supplies for it. The biggest problem is, again, we get together, we have 4 days of thrashing, we have full-time lives outside of this, and we're still hunting parts, and we order all the parts, and we have a bunch of boxes that show up, and then we
come
show up
back
and unbox them, and we're missing a lot of stuff. But that's okay, because we don't have a looming deadline. But Micah, who's been helping 3D scan some parts that we needed to repair, we found some damage in the front core support. And normally you'd say with us, you know, can't we just get a new core support? We can't because they're glued on. So if they tried to remove this from 159, they would destroy it. There's no way to remove it. And we found some damage in this corner. So we got to rebuild that. And the way we're going to do that is we have structural epoxy, we have vacuum bags, and because of the 3D scan, Micah built these. Freddie behind the camera printed them for us. We've got one more printing because he didn't know we needed a mirror. But this is the passenger side. We're gonna be able to clamp over the part with the vacuum bag underneath so we can set the perfect form, add the structural rigidity, and infuse the resin and the epoxy into that, making it stronger than it was originally. So I'm gonna work on test fitting this, getting that ready. Scott is still tearing through a bunch of carpet. Billy is playing with tools. And Darren will be back and painting soon. Freddie's probably gonna go organize some of his collections if you need some cool airplane photos or EV1 history, or if you know where the supposed General Packard's Packard, wait, no, whose?
General MacArthur.
MacArthur's Packard is. Comment below so Freddie can find that. Oh, also S10's charging. This man is making so much noise.
I'm so tired of hearing it myself.
These are our forms instead of vacuum sealing. We're just going to mechanically compress and come back and file it. The big thing is, even though it's just us, as soon as I get this done, I'm putting a bunch of stuff so no one accidentally hits this, because that will just rip this whole part of the car off, which would be very bad. All right, it's been 12 hours, so that means we're cured. We got the clamps off, and it's to see how did this turn out, and whether we're going to do multiple applications or not. Hopefully the plastic releases. The good news is it did bind to the plastic pretty well. That's better, I think, actually, now that it has the air. That may cure up. We'll sand that. But I think this might be a very good solution. Well, as you can tell, our plan has changed once again. We go full steam some direction and then immediately stop the train.
Yeah, we had a better option propose itself. We
Not
thought
necessarily better,
Yeah.
different.
something that we know could last a lifetime.
The problem is you don't take a groom and air mechanic to dinner, because then he won't stop talking about how to fix corrosion, because that's what they do. All of our solutions were perfectly good for the lifetime of the car, but in the interest of putting the whole ass into the project, he brought up a treatment called Alodine.
Alodine.
We're going to acid etch it first, and then we're going to chemically treat it to create a layer of protection between this and the paint and primer.
And even though that it's not going to be painted, it still creates another shield to basically moisture seal and environmentally seal the aluminum. So hopefully a building never falls on it again and it sits with no windshield in the direct weather for
The rest
15
of it,
years.
yeah. However, if water does get in, it'll be more protected than it currently is.
Yeah. It was probably good enough, but this is way above the threshold of necessary. But what we keep saying is you're not going to do this again. The likelihood of anyone going to this level on an EV1 ever again. So we're going as far as we can, especially because there was corrosion that we were able to fix. Something that is going to be very interesting is, and we have it taped off, is Alodine turns it gold. And the level of gold depends on how long you leave it treated. So we may do a test piece of aluminum with a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute process to see the threshold of gold. Even though, again, this is the only time you'll see it, but we still want it to look nice. That's why we made careful tape lines within the car, and we're getting ready to start the process. Process one is you acid etch, just like you get ready to paint a car, bare aluminum, bare metal, you do an etch primer. That's an acid, something that creates a jagged surface on a molecular level on the surface. Paint doesn't want to stick to smooth surfaces. Chemical treatments, they don't stick to smooth. So you use the acid, you use mechanical ways to make a bunch of peaks and valleys on the surface that you can't see or feel. So that's the acid etch. It makes the surface ready and it takes the surface oxidation away. We then are going to rinse that off and then we apply the Alodine. So we've never done that.
Yeah.
What can we do to help? Because now it's the experts working.
Smile and wave.
Smile and wave, all right.
Don't breathe it in.
Don't drink.
Yeah, don't drink it. Yeah, if you plan to try any of this treatments at home, understand that it is a very toxic chemical if used incorrectly. And if you put it on your skin, you're gonna look like Goldfinger. Smells like a clean swimming pool. You know, if you walk in and your hotel swimming pool smells that way. lights out for that one spot so far, or 2? 3, but you can tell also every time he does, it just refreshes the 212 smell in the shop. We thought we were done with it. If you made that a perfume, it would never sell. No, I mean, we would, well, no, don't say never. There's 27 and a half people who would definitely want to support 212. But you would never put it on because you don't want to smell like that, ever. Over here we got Matt. We're still working on treating. Darren's cleaning. Freddie took his ACTs and hopefully did really well today. And we are treating those bushings, so. Also, we're trying to not let Darren know the mess we made on the floor.
This one took a much deeper.
What's that?
This side took a much deeper view.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the side we thought didn't have any corrosion, really. And that's the one that's picking up the color, which kind of indicates it actually had more surface corrosion than the other side. Curious. Well,
Which makes me wonder if when it was blasted, whether he didn't go as deep on this one and he took more off on that one.
all right, so he lasered, like put more laser on this side compared to the other.
Or less, and he didn't take as much off.
But yeah, no, that definitely, granted you still have a lot of the product, but that's a lot older.
I'm tempted to go treat the other side.